Humans were, for a long time, some of the most unremarkable species of the whole galactic group of great governments. They weren't the strongest, the fastest, the smartest. Heck, they weren't even the most generalists. Their homeworld sat down in a comfy 5 out of 10 on the Death World planet scale, 1 being a paradise, without natural disasters or dangerous predators, and 10 being a hellhole with mountain-sized kaijus. The only special thing they had going on was that their native planet, dirt or something, had the biggest amount of alien reproductive organs-looking rocks, which was the reason to why they received so many visits from drunk teenagers over their history. They were just a curious footnote in the book of universal history, and if everything had gone right, it would have remained that way. The first time the Iranids attacked, the whole GGGG was caught unprepared, their armies vast, their violence brutal, and their diplomacy nowhere to be found. They were a hostile species centered around only one thing: war. The conclusion of the war became more obvious after each battle, that was, until humans joined the fray. Their biggest contribution to the war effort wasn't their numbers or their ships, but rather their knowledge about one particular subject they were very good at: war crimes. The Aminonians' knowledge about medicine and genetics, once used to cure diseases and prolong the lifespan of their people, was now put to use to create superviruses that would infect entire planets in days, leaving the population weakened for an attack. The holonet of the Ilarians, that in the days of peace was used to transmit some of the best entertainment the whole galaxy has ever seen, was now transmitting only the gut-wrenching screams of the Iranid soldiers that harmed civilians or refused to surrender, along with full HD videos that could make some of the old human cartels of Tijuana blush. In the battlefront, Iranid soldiers looked in horror at the beings that now charged their lines, the body of an Iranid, but where the head was supposed to be now, there was only a weird-looking one-eyed computer crudely connected to the neck. Soon the answer became obvious. Those captured or who were killed by a headshot had their heads surgically removed, and a computer was implanted instead to puppeteer their dead bodies. Their unconditional surrender finally came when the soldiers of the GGGG started to cover their armor and vehicles with the flayed skins and bodies of the Iranids. They were violent, yes, but they weren't used to fighting against enemies that could reach or even surpass their own cruelty. Once the war was over, their weapons taken and their warships destroyed, the trick was revealed. The viruses were just a more viral form of the common flu, and those infected were vaccinated and recovered shortly after being captured. The videos were the work of very talented voice actors and some really convincing combination of practical and digital effects. The puppet bodies, along with the skins and bodies used by the soldiers, were vat-grown lifeless bodies that were specifically modified to develop without brains. Humans may be very good at war crimes, but they are even better at deception.